Hey Christina, it's been a really long time since I've made a video now too, so I apologize for that. I don't have a lot on the whole cosplay thing to update, but I figured I'd make something because I have a lot that I could talk about anyway. So this video comes in two parts. So one, just the cosplay part of it. For my Remus costume, I was able to get another pair of black Dickies that I'm going to be putting fabric on. So I still got to get fabric patches that aren't too girly. So that search has yet to begin, but I will do that soon, and it should hopefully be ready for Infinitus. I still haven't gotten my Yanto thing for MegaCon. I'll have it. I will. I did get my stopwatch though, so I will have my stopwatch no matter what. For Hurricane Who right now, I'm thinking of doing Rose from Doomsday, but I don't know yet right now. I've got a few ideas that I'm playing around with, so it's a matter of just figuring out what's going to work and what won't, and what I'll be able to get easier and what I won't. I'm also thinking of doing Amy, the new companion, because she's a redhead, and that would be a day I don't have to wear a wig. 2. This part, if you have not watched End of Time Part 2 yet, stop this video. I'm serious. Stop it right now. Have you stopped it? Okay. Alright, this is going to have like a bunch of spoilers, so I'm warning you now. Basically, I thought it was really good. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. But I thought it was a really good storyline to say goodbye to Ten. And Ten and the Master in this episode, I've never had thought of them as being in a relationship. I've never been like a slash pair for the two of them. But some of their scenes were gorgeous. And the chemistry between the two of them was just fantastic. So not only do we have to say goodbye to Ten, but we have to say goodbye to Sim's Master, and I love him as the Master. I absolutely love him because he's so crazy. He is a villain, and it was just fantastic. And just the whole dynamic where, you know, the Master was getting revenge on the Time Lords, but he was also saving Ten because he knew Rassilon was going to kill Ten. He was going to take him with them. But, you know, the Master was like, you know, step aside. I have to do this. They made me into this. I need my revenge. But he was also saving him. So I think a little bit of that friendship that they had when they were kids came back. Because, you know, Ten had saved him. Ten was always trying to save him. You know, he was saying, come with me, I can take care of you, I'll look after you, we can, you know, travel together and it'll be great. And I think it finally clicked in the Master's head, and he was like, you know what, that's just how I view it. I mean, a lot of people probably won't, but I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous. And the Time Lord thing, I don't know, I'm kind of iffy about that still. I think a lot of it worked really well, but they built up, and then it took like 2 minutes for that whole storyline to just end. I don't know, but Rassilon, I actually really liked him, even though he was evil. Like, this is not what we thought of as the Time Lords. And I think that's one of the things I've kind of had a problem with too, because the Time Lords, we were always supposed to think of them as these like great people, and of course watching the old ones, they were very pompous and power hungry. And you can see why the Doctor ran away from that, why he didn't want to be part of that anymore. But I thought they handled that really well, but the whole getting rid of them was just so quick. And I don't know. And just the whole fact that they weren't actually dead, they're in a time loop. It's still, I watched that episode 3 times now, and I'm still a little confused. I have a little bit of a hard time grasping some of that, but I thought it was really good, and Rassilon was just absolutely crazy. And then finally the whole twist of how Ten actually dies. I thought that scene where he really realized how it was going to happen was so heartbreaking. You know, the earlier scene with him and Wilf was gorgeous, where Wilf was desperately trying to get him to take the gun, and he knew that's what the Doctor had to do. It was the Master or the human race. And the Doctor really didn't have a choice at that point. He couldn't save the Master. He had to kill him, or all these people were gonna be the Master for the rest of their lives. And so I thought that scene was gorgeous. And then, you know, when the Time Lords were gone and Ten was like, oh, I'm still alive, you know, it wasn't the Master, he didn't kill me, I'm okay. And then the knocking from Wilf, I lost it. I absolutely, but it was just so heartbreaking. And then when Ten just has that little fit where he just freaks out, he's like, this isn't fair, and blah, 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 and he's like raging at Wilf because it's his fault. I thought that scene was so gorgeous in such a tragic, heartbreaking sort of way, because he basically, in a sense, was almost committing suicide in a way. You know, he was sacrificing himself for this one seemingly insignificant man. You know, Wilf was nothing special. He was just a man. And the Doctor made the ultimate sacrifice for him, like he did with Rose. He loved Rose, and she was brilliant, but she was an insignificant human. But because she took that time vortex, he had to take it out of her and kill himself, kill the 9th version of himself. I don't know, I kind of drew the parallels between that and Wilf, because Wilf was just this man, and he got himself into a bad situation, and Ten had to rescue him. He had to do it because he loves humans so much, and he did a very human thing. His whole death was so human, and I thought that was really gorgeous, because he loves humans. He loves the Earth. He's drawn to them. He always takes a human companion. And so far, what we've seen of the new series, his regenerations have always been because of a human. It's like the ultimate sacrifice, and just the greatest love. And I think that was so good. And his last words, someone has had a problem with Ten's last words, and they broke my heart. Just that I don't want to go. He was fighting it till the very end, and that's why it was so violent. And oh my god, just the whole TARDIS blowing up and everything that was going on in that scene, it was so human. He didn't want to die. He wasn't a Time Lord at that part. Like, it just, I loved it. But I have to say, the little bits with the companions, I didn't like as much. The Sarah Jane one was cute. The Rose one was sweet. But Jax, I hated it. I was furious with that scene. I just didn't like how that was handled at all. And just his sudden seducing of somebody else. After everything that Jack sacrificed, I think Ten could have at least said sorry or something like that, not just shoved a new man at him. And in a way, I'm not going to lie, I think that was slightly disrespectful to us fans of Torchwood and everything that had just happened in Children of Earth. And the Mickey and Martha. Whoa! What? Oh, I'm sorry this rambled so much, but I just... Wow. I'm going to miss Ten so much. And it just... Oh, that episode broke my heart. Not as much as Torchwood. Nothing will ever top how I felt about day 4 of Torchwood. But that was just heartbreaking. And I think it was a really good send-off for Ten. I think David Tennant did a fantastic job. And he was so emotional and so spot on for everything in that performance. And I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. So I think they did justice to Ten. I think they gave us a good send-off for him. And here's to the new era.